Guys, welcome back to the WPF to Blazor migration tutorial series. This is the Snake edition. Alright, last time we set up calling the external API to save and getting the high scores. And yeah, we tested those HTTP requests, and we checked our MongoDB database, and it worked. So now let's implement this in the final steps to save the high scores after the game is finished. So when a game over happens, let's save the high scores and load the high scores, yeah, when displaying the high scores page. Alright, and to get started, we have to check out the high scores page. Alright, so right now we're just loading in some dummy data, and yeah, here we should also just inject the main window view model. So, and then instead of doing a for loop, we'll do an for each, and we'll say RHS in vm.highscores, and then we'll say if a high score is an old score, then we display it as we have been with this right here. But instead of having hard-coded text, we will get the hs.name and hs.score. Alright, and then else we will copy this, we will get an input rename this to input. The type is going to be text, and here we got the score. Okay, so that seems alright. Then here we're gonna need a on click. So when we say when we leave to go back to the main menu, we want to save a new high score if there is one. So yeah, we'll have to figure that out here in the method. So let's come here, private void save high score. All right. Alright, and so when the game finishes, what happens? We trigger this action, and then we come to the high scores page. But we want to pass in, since we can't use a singleton main window view model, because otherwise then all the other browsers that everybody's using would be using the same main window view model. because we're injecting it via the here program.cs. Here we have a transient, so every time you inject this view model, it creates a new window view model. So we can't make this simply a singleton. That would probably be the easiest, but we can't do this. So because this is running on the server, this code is running on the server, so it will be the same for every user that's open up a browser. So what we can do is when we call the high scores page, we can pass in a parameter in our route. And we can do this by throwing in the $sign and then adding some curly braces here. And then here we can say vm.score, and then we'll pass in the score also. And now we just have to register also this root right here. So let's copy this, and then we can say also add curly braces here, and then we can say new score int. And of course we have to register this parameter right here, so we go public int new score get set, and then we'll give it an attribute and we'll say parameter. And now when we call this root with a number, we set this parameter right here. Okay. So now what do we do now? So let's say I want to keep this, but we're going to remove this because obviously this is not, it's just test, but we need these two requests in a second. But alright, let's say on initialized, yeah? We can say if there's a new score, let's say if it's greater than 0, yeah, then we might want to add a new high score to the high scores list. And then we can call the view model, and then we could say add new high score to the high score list. So that, and then we'll pass in the new score. And then else if not, so if we're just calling the if we're just calling the high scores page from the main menu, then we just want to show high scores. So we don't want to, we just want to load the high scores and then show them. So here we would say, hey, show high scores. We already have a command method, so I'm just going to say, yeah, no. Or I could probably say show scores command execute, but let's just call the method show my scores, but I think it's probably private. Oh no, I'm building. Oh no. Cancel. Let's go to the method. Yeah, so this is, I could make this public. Yeah, we also don't need these flags. We could theoretically remove those flags, but yeah, because we don't need any of these observable properties. Alright, but yeah, let's go back. Okay, yeah, so we load the high scores, yeah, and let's adjust, yeah. Here we have to call our here, load the high scores right here. No. We just probably have to make this a task. There we go. Because we're returning something. There we go. Alright, so yeah. We load this. And then we can await this also. We should await it because we have to load the scores first. Ah, have to make this async task. Ah, this is awaitable. Alright, so let's await this right here. And now, there we go. Okay. So yeah, we go to the list, we get the high scores from our database, and then we can say for each, and then we have to create those view models, high score view models. And we do that by saying, alright, item, oh no, high scores dot add, and say new high score view model, and here we can say name, and then we'll give it a name, so we'll say item dot name, and then the score, of course, say item dot score, and that's it. There's not really anything else. Yeah, okay. And then everything else stays the same. So let's test this. I mean, all we should see is that the high scores get loaded. Let's set a breakpoint. Yeah, right here. Oh, it's a build error. Okay. Oh. So a lot of build errors. Why? What's going on here? Oh, load high scores. Yeah, let's comment this out real quick, because right now it's also this should be awaited, but it's not an async function, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. We just want to check loading the high scores right now. All right. This is our API. Okay, starting up. Here's our client. Let's load those high scores. And oh, now it's hitting that breakpoint. Okay. There's 3 high scores loaded. And okay. Alright, so that's at least working, but I'm kind of confused right now why there's 2 Blazor test 100 scores in there. Let's check that out. Oh, okay, now everything is super slow again. Great. Alright, but at least that's working. Ah, of course. Yeah, here we're adding a high score at the beginning. So of course, yeah, so twice. Okay, so let's comment this out. Alright, but that's working. Now, let's handle this part right here. Let's comment this out, uncomment this, and we have to create a method to add a new high score to our list of high scores. So let's come here and let's add a public. Let's also make this async, awaitable, because we have to wait for the scores to be loaded from the database. So, come on, why is it so slow? Alright, and then we'll come here, and also we need int, we need the score. Alright, so now I commented out in the end of the game loop. That's probably the code that we need for this. Yeah. At this point, it will probably make sense to split this main window view model up into yeah, the game section and the high scores section, the page. So I don't know, but so let's go await. Okay, and then let's paste that into here, and then we will comment this out, uncomment all this. Come on, why is it so slow? Alright. There we go. Alright, so here we're gonna replace this score with the lowercase score. Let's make sure that we're not having any copy paste errors. Let's create an await here. Alright, so we're passing in the score. We'll load all the previous score that are in the database. And here we'll check the score. there's one more score. Okay. So everything else stays the same. So we'll add in our new score that we want to add. So this is this one right here. And then the rest of the logic stays the same. Alright. So basically we can let's cut that out. We're gonna throw that into here because we're not gonna save it just yet. So now let's set a breakpoint here, and yeah, let's rack up a score of at least 1, and then we should hit this first if statement, because here in our game page we will navigate to high scores and pass in our score. Okay, let's go. Alright, let's start the game. Let's try and get that fruit. Oh no. Okay. It's a little laggy. Alright, and then get 1, and the score is 1. Perfect. Alright. Alright, so we go into here. We load the scores. Let's skip all the way down to here. Alright, this request is taking longer. Oh. Hmm. Okay, I guess. I don't know, let's try that again. Oh no, we have an arrow here. Okay, what's that arrow? Load high scores request. Connected. Okay, I'm not really sure. Alright, let's restart this. Okay, yeah, I had a I restarted it and I didn't change one thing, but yeah, running with OSB, recording this, it just slows down my machine so much that yeah, it doesn't really work altogether. But yeah, anyway, so the scores are loaded, and here is the input box for our new high score, which we can now edit, and then we could save by leaving this. So let's style this input box. So for that, hopefully this will work because, yeah, like I said, my machine is overloaded with, recording this video, screen recording, and alright, so here we need, what do we call this? Class is going to be high score input. So let's go here, high score input, and we are gonna copy this for sure because that's what we need. Alright, and then we need to style the, let's see, when it's the foreground color is going to be green. Let's give it a border of 0 and solid, and let's give it a text decoration of underline, so even when it's not focused, we can see that the this is the new addition to the list. Text transform. Let's make the text uppercase, and let's give it a background color. Let's do the HSL, and we'll go all the way up. Let's say 2%. Make it a little bit lighter than the black. There we go. So even when it's not focused, you can still see it. So let's just say you don't have any text in there. Yeah, you can still see that you have to edit this box. Alright, but now when it's focused, so let's copy this. Focus. So we can remove that. Background color border. It's probably the outline. Let's have none. And then even if it's focused, yeah, perfect. Alright. Actually, and then if it's, yeah, let's give it a background color of black when it's focused. So yeah, so now we're editing. Okay, alright. So yeah, so now we styled the input box, and now we just have to save this text. Okay, let's stop this application. Yeah, let's make it large. Alright, so we finished the styling. Now we have to let's give it a max length of 3. So can't type in more than 3 letters. And oh yeah, and when we add, when we have a new score, we want this to be automatically focused. So we can do that by we can create an element reference. So let's do that. Element reference input. Let's call it input ref. And then here we can say set focus to input. And I'll say private void set focus to input. Let's make this also an async. And and then we'll say we'll have to check high score is first or default. So if in our high scores list we have an item which is not an old score, so is old score, and that's it. And then we could say if high score is not equal to null, and we can focus no. And we can say try await no, input ref won't focus async. And then something fails, we can just catch exception. I'm not gonna handle this error right now because there are other things to do. Alright. So now we can set the focus, and let's start with the saving the score. Alright, so it's saving the score. We're gonna copy this part up here because we're gonna reuse it. But we're also gonna check we're gonna bind, because when we type something here, we want to bind this to a new property. So let's go public string name get set and let's bind to the name. And here we'll check if that name is not null or empty. And if it isn't, then we have a new high score. And then we can save that high score. And here we will we'll have to make a new method. Save high score to db, and then we'll pass in the name and the new score. Great. Alright. So here, let's create a new method. Say public void string is name and int is score. then here, we've done this somewhere before. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, no, we haven't. Alright, so new HS, so new high score. It's going to be a new high score model. And here we will set the name and score. And then here we will paste in this method right here, the request to save that score. Okay. Oh, I have to make this async. That's a high score. Alright. That's that. And actually I want to make sure that the names are all uppercase. And that should do it. Okay, I'm gonna try and test running it, and then we'll check in our database, see if the new scores are added. Let's see. So right now here we have 2 in here. Should be 3 because we just added that that Blazor test string score again. Oh, it's taking forever. This will probably be faster with Swagger when it starts up here. Yeah, but alright, we got 3 scores, okay. So 2 100s and 1 test. Alright. Yeah, we're already scratching the 40 minutes here. So hopefully we can get it done. Alright, come on. Alright, here we go. Swagger is starting up, and also our client. Come on. Alright, first let's go high scores. Let's just check. Oh, okay, it's taking forever. Oh, no. Come on. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, finally. Alright. Oh, and I noticed that they're not sorted because I want the I want the high scores to be up top here, so definitely have to fix that. Okay, yeah, so I'm guessing it's gonna be really tough playing this game. So, seeming how slow it is here. Alright, we got one. We got one. Alright, that's enough. So just perfect. Let's see. Alright, so it's not focused. Okay, and I can't, so that's working at least. Uh, so everything is capital, alright. Okay, let's save it. Okay, and now when I go back, perfect. Okay, so that's in our database. Alright, let's try one more time and just make sure that the focus, if it is working or if it's not working. Okay. So yeah, the focus is not working. Oh, I know why. Because I never... So ref input ref. Alright, let's try one more time. See if this... Alright, so now if I just exit, it shouldn't save because I never gave a name. So yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that's that works also. Alright, last try for the focus. I'll probably have to restart it. Alright, yeah, we'll test it in a second because I want to sort the list that I'm getting. So we'll do that by going to the data access and here get high scores. So let's so what do we need? We need find options. We need a filter. Filter find options. Alright, so let's create that filter and then just say builders high score model filter. Okay, empty. Damn it. Okay, we don't really need a filter, I just have to use it here. So filter, and then we'll say new find high score model. And then here I can say sort. Alright, yeah. And to sort, let's copy this. Say sort builder. And then instead of filter, we'll say sort. And what do we sort? We want to sort descending and by score. Okay, will this work? Filler. No, we have filler here. Filter. Alright, let's try that again. And yeah, if, yeah, I mean, 30, 45 minutes. Hopefully that this will now work. We get the filtered list, so descending as it's supposed to be. That's the first thing. Second thing is, yeah, getting that focus on the input, uh, element. And if this works, then we're done with the series. There's no more snake. We will move on to other things. I'm not gonna do the whole migration thing. I was planning on doing it, but I want to do the whole migration thing for the battleships series, but I'm not going to do that. It's just basically going to be the same thing. It's just a little bit more complex, but yeah. But we might extend the battleship uh, application by using Signal R. But I still have to look into that, so I'm not sure yet. Or maybe I'll just start something completely new. Okay, so there's no high scores being loaded. Damn it. Ah, nope, now it's sorted, but it's still not focusing. Damn it. Hmm. Okay, so sorting works, but focus is not working. Maybe I have to new element reference. Try one more time. Let's make sure that we're hitting this. Alright, I added here a new element reference, so maybe that's the issue. And I set a breakpoint. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out. And if not, then I'm just gonna have to let it be. But yeah, so I just added a new right here, initialize the input ref, and then when we call focus, my score is not null. I mean, this should work. Come on, come on. Alright, so let's start. Come on. Huh, we never hit that break. Ah, we do hit it? Alright. Yeah, okay. Well, doesn't matter. it should work. I don't understand why it's not working, but it should work. What if we say state has changed? Ah! Alright, we have to call state has changed before. I don't know why, but now it's working. So now this is focused, and we can start typing away. Alright, finally. Okay, well, thank you for joining me this series, and like I said, it's over now. We're done with the snake. We've done pretty much everything you can do in regarding the snake application here. We've gone from WPF to Maui to now Blazor, and yeah, there's a lot of things that we've covered here. So I mean, that's a good base to start any other project that you might be working on. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Thanks. Bye.